bullshit companies. They started their own company. They've had people come and go out their organization, but in 2 years they've built 1,000 roofs. And we're going to go through the hardships of having to start your own company, learn your own lessons. I've got owner John Franco and owner Jimmy Casey here. Jimmy's not even 30 years old, and he's an 8-figure contractor. John is a student of personal development and one of the original Sky Diamonds Elite. And GreenTEK's grown a lot in our program. So welcome, guys. Appreciate having you.
Thanks for having us, Lee.
Yeah, we're going to let some people build up, man. We're going live. Y'all type in where you're at. Let me know if you're actually watching this on the recording or if you're watching live with us. I'm going to be going live in the Blue Collar Boardroom on Fridays. We're going to get a habit of doing this. And, guys, I want you to get your questions ready for these guys. I mean, guys are up to 12 sales guys. They are in their second year working on job number about 1,000. 300 the first year?
We built, first year we done probably over 300 roofs. Second year we scaled over 700.
Hell yeah, guys. Type in where you're hitting me up from. What's up, everybody?
Like right up to your mouth.
Y'all tell me where you're coming in from and share the stream. We're going to be giving away tickets to the Blue Collar American Dream Conference. These guys, Jimmy Casey, John Franco, have been added to the CEO panel. Dover, PA, what's up? Ty Cobb Backer. I see you, big dog. Appreciate the support. Guys, type in where you're from. We're going to be giving away some tickets to the people that are the most engaging. It's crazy. The conference is almost sold out. We're 30 days away. We literally have less than 50 tickets left. But I want to give away some people. Lafayette, Louisiana, what's up, man? Tyler, appreciate you joining the team. Kyle Lukes, appreciate you joining. And, guys, I'm going to be going over the basics here because you became owners. You grew in the roofing business. You started off as salespeople. Didn't have the best experience as a salesperson.
No, not at all. I didn't have the good training. It was all hands-on, not taking the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And just, putting balls to the wall and just, run with it. There's an old saying you told me when I first got into this. It was just, don't worry about the throwing the cart before the horse. I threw the cart in front of the horse.
Commit now, figure out later, man. You're a guy that has been successful so far to like top 1% level. Jimmy, I think a lot of that's because of the sales engine and the push. Mm-hmm. But a lot of guys are not able to be the leader, the sales leader. That's a big burden to carry, isn't it?
No, it is, man. It's something that you're constantly just trying to re-engage, you're trying to figure out. This is.
You ever had a problem where the salesmen think that you're competing with them?
All the time, man. And that's something I got to realize. Like as an owner, I'm not really a salesman in my company. My job is to give everybody else in the organization an opportunity to succeed. But at the same time, I want these guys to know, like, hey, if I can do it, you better be damn sure you can do it as well. And that's something I spend a lot of time just engaging with my guys because, this is an industry that changed my life. I dropped out of college, and I was able to come down to Florida, get hooked up with a company that I started with an old business partner. We were able to take that company to $7 million in 3 years, and that's when I met John, and I left that organization to start GreenTEK, and it's
been a ride.
It's been history.
It's been a ride. Yeah, it's definitely been a.
All right, so the challenges when y'all first came in, you were putting together systems. You had a good CRM, but you needed a production manager, office manager. I came into your office. You had some great admin support, and you just had a smaller sales team and were growing. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Tampa market may be the best kept secret. Of course, GreenTEK is hiring. If any of you are watching this from other parts in the country and like to come work in the Florida market,
come from come to the fun coast. That's what I call it.
It is the fun coast. Super Bowl champs. Y'all been Buccaneer fans. Y'all been Buc fans.
Shout out Tom Brady. Thank you,
sir.
Yeah,
man. I tell you what, guys. I'm really proud of what y'all been able to do. So tell me, like, what's been in the second year with COVID, the biggest challenge that you've had to deal with, going from, what was it, $6 million the first year?
6 million, 10 million our second year, and then we did 12 this year.
Okay.
So yeah, we're a little over 3 years old.
Okay, so 3 years into it, over 8 figures consistently now, 2 years in a row, but you hit a little plateau.
Yeah.
What? Everybody comes to me, and let's play a little. This is the thing, everybody. The hardest thing to do is asking for help. So the first thing I can tell you is dude, like if you're watching this and you are stuck, stagnant in growth, newsflash, it can cause anxiety, depression, frustration. We are our businesses. Sometimes I feel like we're looked at in this world like we're only an ATM. I get depressed when my company's not profitable. I don't know about y'all, but you know, essentially a lot of my self-value as a man is based off of the profitability of the company. So, you know, the deal is that you're here because, you know, you want to get to 20, 40, 80, even 100 million, right?
Yep. That's the goal.
Okay, so, you know, we were talking about what you have to do to get better, and you have to kill the old you to become the new you. So what are some things you think you might have to strip to get to where you need to go?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think this, you know, what we're doing, it's a learning experience, you know, and obviously before this podcast started, you know, Lee was kind of walking us through, you know, what we've done with him, kind of the experience we've had with him, you know, and understanding, you know, he's been where he's been where we are now, you know, and learning with, you know, working with these mentors and kind of, you know, taking experience they have and what they bring to the table. That's exactly what we need to constantly keep growing, you know, constantly be doing, you know, engaging with different people, getting education. Because, man, I mean, we don't have all the answers, you know, obviously we don't.
That's a good perspective to have. I mean, it wasn't right when you got to know me. I think it was John who came to me. And a lot of times when there's business partners, it's hard to get people on the same page. Because we built a relationship through you watching my videos, but I don't think at that time you even really knew too much of who I was.
Yeah, well, John introduced me to me,
right?
Introduced you to me, you know, and I remember watching your video, man. The first video I ever saw you, I literally said, this motherfucker is a badass salesman.
Oh, nice.
You know, and so obviously, you know, I take pride in my sales ability,
Right.
but there's one person I always admit that's a better salesman than me, and that's you. You know, and
like everybody's got that tool. Like,
yeah,
you probably are better at one thing than almost everybody.
Well, that was a couple years ago, I think. You know.
Oh,
but,
now you want to put it to the test. Don't worry, we got a contest at the Blue Collar American Dream Contest, and we're gonna see who the master contracting closer really is.
Okay.
And we're going to be giving away some big prizes.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be sharing their journey about how they got to the 8-figure mark, $12 million in sales. You know, typically people look for 7 figures in profit. It all started as the 7-figure contractor mastermind, but really it's a dream to become a blue collar millionaire. That, you know, really all home service contractors that are watching this, it doesn't matter what company you're in, you know, one of the secrets to business is, you know, there's only 4 different things that you need to grow your business. For one, you need more opportunities. You need more leads. And so if you say are doing 700 jobs this year and you want to do 1,400 jobs this year, you got to look at how many leads did you get? What's your number one lead generation tool?
Right now it's door knocking, you know, door knocking.
Yeah.
So door knocking, we have guys that are out there prospecting, and then obviously the content creation, which, you know, you kind of pioneered, you know, for contractors, you know, making the content.
COVID really transitioned us and forced us to use Facebook, to utilize Google to be able to get the leads in the social market because we weren't able to door knock. So that was a scary point in our business. What do we do? You know, how do we, you know, transition? And we did, you know, like any business owner and a good entrepreneur, we just adjust to the time and roll with the punches and keep going.
All right, guys. Here's the moment in truth, okay? I want you to ask these guys some questions. You've had salespeople quit and go work for other companies.
Yep.
You were just telling me a story. Talk to me about the guy trying to steal one of those commercial jobs.
Yeah, so, you know, we had a sales manager. You know, we brought him on. I actually hired a sales manager for the first time, you know, last year after I was in an accident. I shattered my hand. You know, we brought this individual on to kind of play that role, you know, and, you know, he had a great opportunity, you know, but obviously, you know, I encourage people to do their own thing. You know, obviously, if it's not working out, it's not working out. But, you know, sometimes people will kind of take an opportunity to take some things with them on the way out, you know, and people can make that mistake, and that's kind of what happened, and we had to deal with it. And then you have to deal with kind of the issue of people that had that relationship built with that person and not really built with you.
In our organization, the
And
other,
they
you know,
start
sales. And
Well, that's why you got to sell your vision. It's got to be so big that everybody else's vision sits inside of it. See, at every sales meeting, we're talking about core values, where the company's going. Our goal is to hit $1 billion valuation. I mean, it starts with doing $200 million in sales. Like, am I really going to build $200 million worth of roofs this year? I mean, absolutely not. There's just almost no feasible way. But I'm going to go get rich or die trying when it comes down to it. And they're sold on the company having the best vehicle for marketing, the best vehicle for training, the best vehicle for teaching tile, commercial. And then they're shown with actual mentorship with people. And then what happens is that, you know, no one person can overturn the value of the culture. And it's really a team of people, a wolf pack of people, of sort of holding each other accountable to something that everybody agrees to. Like, hey, we're here, like at the MMA gym, to make each other better.
Yeah.
And whether if we're sparring, that means we're going head to head in a sales contest, a throwdown where we go door to door. Like right now, we're in a March Madness tournament.
Yeah.
And I highly encourage y'all to, spin off, duplicate successful action. We matched up all of our sales guys. We did it last year. We're given a certain amount of points for a collected check, a certain amount of points for a turned in job, a certain amount of points for a contingency agreement. And we confirm all this stuff, but we match them up and they drop in each individual group chat for the offices. And last year we attributed like $4 million in sales just from this contest, but I would tell you this year it's going to be a lot more. It's activities through the roof, even with collections. Our collections are, and the winner is getting to go to Cabo San Lucas. So it's a destination event-based thing. It's not too late to hold an event-based destination trip for the event.
I like that.
In Miami, Fontainebleau, epic spot, epic scenery, but also the opportunity to meet Randy Couture, Ed Milet. You can dangle this as a carrot, and you can recognize the Spartan of your company, and you can have a little contest because, hey, you're going to be on that contracting panel. You're going to be sharing your story. Let's get back a little bit more into the story. Guys, comment below if you have any questions. What is your driving reason? Your reason for preserving even when things get tough?
All right. So even for myself and my experience, I don't let too many things bother me. I just put the, cart in front of the horse. When the problem arises, I just stick to that problem, fix that, find the solution, and anything can be fixed. Anything that is going on in my business, there's a solution behind it, and I'm going to figure that out, correct it, and then also being able to adapt and also, just have that personal development because that's a huge break, in that stress level,
Yeah, it is. And, the thing is that y'all are both powerful attractors. And if you're watching this and you're good at business, you're good at sales, you're good at growing your business. The thing is that if you're not growing, you're dying. So if you get your focus, we are what we think about, and the feelings that we attach to those thoughts are how we manifest reality. They say that it's the law of attraction, that you just think about it. No, that's not how it works. You have to think about it. Then you have to basically do the work as if you are the guy that's got the results. You have to give yourself the goosebumps from when you win the championship. You have to own it. You have to already have been there in your mind multiple times, and you have to recreate these positive feelings of what it's going to be like. And, I just think about, recently how much bigger of a celebration party at Christmas are you going to have for your team? What moment are you going to fill when you have $15 million earners? And visualizing that, put yourself into that. Now doing the work of that guy. And the work of that guy a lot of times is, in order for me to not cancel out my positive, I have to push into life. And for me, that's been boxing fitness. It's been working out. It's been reading the books. And it gives my mind and body enough of a beat down to where I'm not focused on all the negativity and hate. Because if you're going to have success, you're going to have negativity and hate. And if without the positive equalization of working out, spending at least 10 minutes a day in meditation. And that is, going to that place where I'm trying to not have a lot of thoughts. I'm trying to just be grateful. I'm trying to pray for people. There's a lot of different strategies I use. My business partner, one thing I have when I'm pissed off at him, try to breathe in his pain and breathe out his relief. Like literally, me and my dad, we argue a lot. And, I'll literally do a meditation and I'll be thinking about his anxiety from the certain things that he's dealing with. And this helps me not be so pissed off.
Yeah. And put yourself in their shoes, Yeah. I mean, I try to do that.
I'm not very good at it all the time, dude. I'm not no fucking Zen guy, dude. I'll be fucking blowing up in a heartbeat. That's not the point. I'm not. But the point is that I didn't used to do any of that shit, and I had no control. And I still can be very passionate, but I'm doing it with more fun, more creativity, less of the up and down that comes with a little bit hungover in the morning, not happy with my physical presence, not happy with what I'm doing with the business, not happy with XYZ health-wise. I got kids. The bottom line was, big thing was for me, I want to make sure I last, and I want to last. You know what I mean? And I want to give myself the best chance. I don't know. For me, I know that I'm stealing from my family, if I don't maximize my potential. And you know, you've came with me, and you know, you were talking about you obviously have a very successful business. You know, I when I first got in roofing business, I got sober. I had to not drink, not smoke weed, not do anything for 2 years. I got a sponsor, and you know, after I turned 21, I started drinking more, but then it turned into a crazy man. And I met my wife, straightened up, been married for 10 years, and a lot of those years, we would basically sedate ourselves by having a lot of, you know, fun nights of 3 and 4 White Claws, 3 and 4 Bud Lights, you know, just me and my wife, you know?
And there's, you know, it almost seems like, you know, you don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that, but it's the conditioning of yourself, you know, to you know, and then you kind of have that negative outlook on things because you're not feeding yourself the proper stuff. Because I've been that way, you know, the 10 minutes of meditation. I've been, you know, sober for a while, and then also I've been back to that same slippery slope. So it's the complacency that we allow ourselves to get in, because it's, you know, it's either grow up or die. And then sometimes I'm human, I forget how to grow up, and then I fall back in that same.
And there's two ways to look at it. You can like go to a room, sit in a circle, and say, I'm an alcoholic, and give it up completely, which I say rehab's for quitters. No, I'm just kidding. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But the reality is, dude, I don't want to give up drinking. I want to socially drink. I want to be able to fucking control myself. I don't want it to affect my business. It's an issue that I have history of. If I skirt that line, then it could develop into that. But, you know, when I'm so obsessed with working out, when I'm so obsessed with big things, like putting on a big event, like going to 200 million, like getting to $10 million and my consulting company, it just helps me not realize everything that I do that is against that mission is just going to be drag on an airplane holding me back from Mach 1 breaking the sound barrier, you know?
Well, it's the idle mind, you know. I think, you know, our minds are always going. So if you don't, you know, if you allow your mind to idle, that's when you go, you know, you fall back. You're not working on yourself, not going to the gym because you're just, you know, kind of being lazy in the mindset. But having a strong mind and the will to be able to continue to stay disciplined is the key. But it's an everyday process, because I know that if I don't work on it every day and I fall off,
well, now let's get into the roofing business, because these guys have had epic success. We're going to talk about the epic success.
Yep.
You know, the sales reps almost averaged $1 million a rep. It's because Jimmy's amazing sales manager. He's out there fucking driving the field. You have the support team. You started getting some Facebook leads this year. You started implementing the system. And, you know, really what you've got to in 3 years is very admirable. So first of all, everybody give these guys a round of applause for getting to 12 million. I'm really proud of you, and that's why I want you to speak at my event.
Yeah, and you played a role in that, brother.
I appreciate
you
that,
did.
man.
You know,
Appreciate
so
that.
we all look up to you, man, and we wanna aspire to be at that level. So you're set a high bar, you know, but you put in the work and you show everybody that it's possible.
That's
know?
right.
So I wake up in the morning, I look and see what you're posting, and I'm like, I gotta work a little harder today. You know, we hate, you know, even though we're Super Bowl champs, you know, we hate, you know, he's out here, you know,
Hey,
he's
gotta,
killing it.
You gotta come at the champ. You gotta want to be the champ.
Yeah.
Last night I didn't know that I was gonna be doing MMA, a little Muay Thai sparring. I got kicked in the head for the first time, but I kicked somebody back right in the head. You know, when I'm messing around with the good fighters, I can't help but like want to like, you know, fucking show that I can keep
Destroy
up with
someone.
them.
Yeah.
Not destroy them. That's
Okay.
not the point. The point is to maximize my potential, and that I have goals. Those goals are, I want to be able to fight a trained fighter. I don't care if they're 19 years old at my weight class and in a cage in a boxing match and come out my hand raised. And I'm not too old for it. Randy Couture did his first UFC fight at 33. Of course, he was a wrestler his whole life, a collegiate wrestler at that.
Yeah.
But the reason why I brought him to the event was because in order to get good, you got to check your ego at the door. Last night, fucking 19-year-old kid kicked me right in the head. And I told that little kid, I said, I'm going to put the old man juice on you now. I'm going to get you, motherfucker. He said, Coach! Yeah, but I did get him back. Anyways, that being said, Randy's coming to this conference, dude, because, dude, men need resistance. A good coach is going to put you in uncomfortable positions. And the reality is, I'm the motherfucking recruiting king, baby. Yeah. Every contractor needs more time, more people. You were talking about it. What's it worth? The peace of mind. What's it worth?
Stress, yeah.
12 million this year with more people, less profit, or peace of mind? Explain the difference between last year and this year.
All right, so having the more employees, we have production managers, supervisors, we have a full staff. We have over 50 employees that we've built. However, the profit margin, yes, is less because we have more overhead. But the stress level, I'm able to spend a little bit more time with my family. I realized that, but it was also me transitioning not to micromanage, allow them to succeed and allow them to fail.
Yep.
And there's always a solution to it. So by having that and letting go a little bit, I'm able to allow my office and my staff to do what they need to do to get the job done and realize it gets done correctly. And it's so much less. Now I'm going after commercial.
Yep.
Now I'm spending time with HOA board members. I'm spending time with guys in the suits, and trying to, hustle big commercial deals and learn another market because, like I said, we've done residential. Now it's time to progress with the big boys, and that's commercial. And that allows me the time to do it.
Absolutely, man. And I was telling him we got a roof in Venice approved, a tile roof for $4 million.
Nice.
It's gonna be roof only, $4 million, and so far biggest roof only project for our RCA history.
Legit.
That's legit,
And that's from Hurricane Irma. It's like Venice, Punta Gorda area. It's not very far from you, but they're getting bought. Sarasota, Punta Gorda, all the way down. And the real difference is you got to expand now. You got to take that extra time. You got to put it into the recruiting campaigns. You got to truly invest into your recruiting funnel. And we had this talk.
Yep.
It comes down to getting 5 names from all your friends and family, holding Facebook events, whether they're live stream events or they're events where you hold people in person at your office or at other places. And each one of my offices is doing this. We're inviting friends and family to the events through network marketing. We're taking the video testimonials of our sales reps and running them as ads. And we're using Indeed to send people to a recruiting funnel. And if you look up on the screen up here, I'll show you. It's not a complicated thing, but the biggest problem people have is when people go to Indeed, they're like, dude, I don't want to be a roofer. I don't want to go door to door.
Yep.
And this page, what it does is it talks about my core values. It talks about my company. It captures their information, but it tells them about a business opportunity that they're going to get a hold of. And once they get down here and they're a little unsure about it, this gives them a bunch of video testimonials. Inside of it, when they go inside of it, they hear the story of my company. And so Indeed now becomes a traffic source for this funnel. And inside of this funnel, they're sold on our business opportunity. And I'm constantly right now separating the serious from the curious. And they go from seeing all this, they continue to get emails and text messages with video testimonials. Now they got someone calling them to set up a Zoom call. And they're getting invited to a Zoom call. The Zoom call's pitched a business opportunity. We have 3 different recording coordinators, and all they're doing is pitching the business opportunity. And the amount of growth that you will have will only be off of one thing: how many new salespeople that you onboard in 2021 and make successful in the field, period.
Yep.
You want to hit 50 million. If your average is 1 million, then you need 50 reps, period.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get them? You hold these events twice a month. You drive traffic from Indeed. You get the recruiting coordinators. You go back in the field, you two, you go to Sarasota, you go to Lakeland. I'm just saying, pick 2 spots.
Yep.
Go plant 2 new offices. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do that, but you have the capacity to do that. Both of y'all are individual leaders on your own.
Sure. We have the team now, and I think we have the value in our team members because they're trustworthy. We built a good team now. We've had that struggle of finding the right people. I mean, it was like a revolving door for a while, trying to find the correct people for the position. And now that we have that, the goal is to open up more offices and to have the standard operating procedures in place so anybody can take it and run with it
So you
at
can
a
duplicate it.
new location and duplicate it.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is that we're gonna get in here over here to GreenTEK's done a big thing that y'all are starting to document this video journey, and you're starting to upload content to
More
YouTube.
content, and thanks to COVID.
You were asking me what everybody should do to build a brand. You want to build your brand. You got an Instagram. I want to help you grow your Instagram and your YouTube. Because here's the thing: when I go see a new recruit, I'm sending them to my YouTube, to my Instagram. I'm sending them to that recruiting funnel. Do you realize how much they're getting sold all the time?
Yeah, exactly.
And so like I met a guy, I was at kickboxing, worked out with him one time, saw that he was looking for, we just talked, and I was like, hey, just here, check this out. Next day, he's like, dude, I'm ready to go to work right now. It just clicks. And it's a body of work, and you want to keep adding to it. And so,
and that's the difference between a recruit, I don't mean to cut you off, is somebody that, like, if you're trying to sell them on to come to work for you versus them selling you to come to work for them, you know, us, it's a big difference. And when you create that dynamic of where people want to come from you, come to work with you, you know, it's people, those type of people, they stick, you know.
Yeah, they do. You know, y'all build an amazing job. You do an amazing job at managing the team, holding them accountable, creating culture, caring about the team. I've seen there. I've been there. Your office is one of the top-notch run offices I've seen. That's why I want you on the CEO panel. But you are poised to do $30 million in sales this year. All you have to do is run that 30-day recruiting challenge and really get serious about the blue-collar marketing method, because he can do good on video. However, we need to direct response, understand how to do the hook, story, and offer, how to follow the framework of the hidden damage video, the build video, the testimonial video. Really understanding all these things is the difference between selling 40 roofs a month off of Facebook and not.
Okay.
And even if you only get 20 or 30 of those roofs approved, those are neighborhoods that you're knocking doors in. They're, here's the value of it. How many leads right now are you getting on Facebook?
Usually about 2 a day, maybe 3 on a good day.
That's badass.
Well, yeah, they actually slow down a lot though with the algorithm.
So what we did get though, we got a 110 square, 10-12 pitch in in Avila. That was a massive roof on Facebook. I mean, that roof right there paid for the advertising all year. I mean, it's massive.
$250,000 claim.
$250,000 claim off of Facebook. Videos.
When we first started too, that was like, we first started the Facebook ads.
Did you get any more jobs in the neighborhood?
So we haven't built the roof yet. So John's been negotiating. Well, he's been handling the claim.
The scope, we finally got the lanai paid for. The lanai sits right on top of the roof, and we had to take it down. So we obtained an extra $70,000 just for the lanai to get a new lanai installed, because it was installed on top of the roof and you can't really put up the coast. So it's huge value in that claim.
So I can tell you that the next steps of the blue collar marketing method in that neighborhood involve a direct mail to all the people, to invite them to watch us build, to get them a free roof inspection, using the guy as a case study. Go take a picture in his front yard and hand address the envelopes. You saw the machine. This is how we penetrate gated communities. We send everybody a direct mail. This is how CMR does it too.
That's how you have to do it,
They send the direct mail out to the high-end homes because people respond to it. All right. We use EDDM as well. That's just like everybody, but that's a different kind of mailer. But the main thing is that after we send the mail, we call the people. The sales rep that's working the neighborhood, whoever sold that job, after they mailed the letter, they would just pick up the phone during primetime hours between 4 and 8 o'clock and be like, hey, this is Jimmy. No, I'm not a telemarketer. I'm GreenTEK. I drove past your home and noticed there's damage on the neighborhood roof, or I'm doing Mr. Jones' house, and I have an important message for you. I'm sorry, did I catch you at a bad time? I'm not a telemarketer. I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Yep.
But I know that if you don't do business with me, that you're going to lose $200,000 in value. I added $200,000 in value to your neighbor's home, and it was little to no money on your pocket. So what happens is after that, you get more of those people. Now you're building jobs in the neighborhood. Of course, you're going to sell more people because they know who you are. But that's great. When it comes to being super effective and scaling the Facebook advertising through the algorithm, you said there was a change in algorithm. Everybody, Facebook changed the rules. Apple said that they weren't going to allow people to, they were going to give people the option to be retargeted, give people the option to set up all these different parameters where, if you ever felt like your phone was listening to you and Facebook was using the information to send advertisers to you, it's true. Yep. And so basically people now are given an option to opt out of that. And it's made it harder for Facebook advertisers. You have to be better at the game. And the game involves, it's a very simple game. All you have to do is advertise with good content that overcomes their objections, and then retarget people who are watching your content. As long as they're watching your content on Facebook, you're not taking them off of Facebook, you're using a lead form, you will be able to get the lead. But getting the lead's not the point. The most important thing is getting the appointment and getting the sales rep to the office, because you get the lead, you give it to the sales rep, do they fucking go?
Yeah.
Do they call? Do you call the lead within 5 minutes? You increase your average closing rate, I mean, like 80% if you call them within 5 minutes. So we have an inside sales team that calls all the internet leads. They verify all of them because they're not all leads.
Yeah.
Just because the fucking lead comes in off the internet doesn't make it a lead. Some people just click that shit, and they're not even real leads. And so we text message to schedule an appointment relentlessly on the customer.
Actually, we just started getting set up with the text messaging thing.
That's how we make sure that we don't track anything except for the cost per appointment. And that's where we can really scale the campaign, because we know if the cost per appointment is $250 per appointment, $300 per appointment, and it takes us 3 appointments to get a deal, then we can buy a roof for $900. And if I can buy a roof that's $900 in Naples that makes $10,000, how much money can I spend? And now we're the only ones that really spend this big money here in this market. So then we become the authority that people think we're bigger than we are.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm going to give you some marketing books. I think roofers focus on operations and leadership. Give me your concept of, you know, what you need help with as a marketer, or what you feel like you do good as a marketer.
You'll be the marketing guy.
So as a marketer, obviously, I took your advice.
Your branding's badass. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, last year, I brought on a personal friend. He came in and he does all of our video content. So he works at the company full time. So we try to make at least 2 to 3 good pieces of content a month. And obviously, and that's the thing. You got to create a storyline. You got to get the the hook. And you got to make sure that what you're putting in the content is actually going to get these people to eventually sign up for an inspection.
That's where people's biggest fear is. They think they're going to waste money, but the thing is, people are not on the internet to buy fucking roof. Just like maybe if you're watching this, you don't want to buy a ticket to the conference, but I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna cost you millions of dollars if you don't go to bluecollarconference.com right now. Come to this event, guys. What was it like last year at my event?
Best. Well, it was right before my accident, man. It was the best night I've had in a year.
No kidding, bro.
Yeah, I would have gotten in the accident.
Yeah, it was good networking too. I met a lot of guys in the industry that I built a relationship that I still talk to today, that I feed off of, that I call with information or try to get ideas, and other also if I don't know it, I ask them if it's how to build a roof or how to reach out.
Let me highlight what's new about this year's event. Ooh, we got some big announcements.
Let's go.
For one, we're going to be breaking down the recruiting funnel. I mean, this automated way to go through Indeed and just kind of see every aspect of it, how we were able to literally put this funnel and it automatically created 100 roofing recruits. Like, this is the roof army building, contracting army, sales army building machine. We're going to break that shit down. We got a contracting commercial panel. We got the CEO panel. There's a lot of guys that have had epic growth, one up to 60 million. One of the guys grew from 13 million to 26 million. Tyler's continued to grow. But we're giving away belts.
Nice.
We're giving away fucking a heavyweight belt, a fucking middleweight belt, a light heavyweight belt. We're giving away
featherweight.
Yeah, lightweight. My man, I got a guy that has grown really fast, and a lightweight is a company that's under $5 million in sales, but you can be a big dog and do $5 million in sales. Yeah. And if you do $5 million in your first year, then you deserve to be recognized, especially if you execute it through my system. And so what you're going to find at this event is people that are actually executing a working system. What I've seen at these other fucking events is that they're led by people who don't have an actual system getting results, like people like y'all who've grown their company, doubled sales. And what I want to continue to do for y'all is double sales. We went from 6 to 10 to 12. Now we got to take that plateau moment. We got to get you a couple different more locations. We got to make your Facebook ads more effective. We got to get your recruiting campaign set up. We got to both of y'all commit to accountability and personal development.
The accountability is the key to the whole thing. Somebody, I always tell James, like, who holds us accountable? We got all these, staff members that we in sales that we keep accountable, but nobody's looking at us. So one of the hardest challenges I could say right now is just keeping myself and James, accountable to what we need to do to succeed and be able to scale to that level.
First thing, if you're watching this, if you're one of these guys that have an 8-figure business, you want to get to 20 million, you want to get to 100 million, you got to put your oxygen mask on yourself. I mean, look, I'm a spiritual person. I believe in a higher power. One day, a few years ago, I gave up all my personal finance up and down and I pray about, what I should do next that's best for the family and for the business, because I want this to be a generational business that's passed on for generations.
Legacy.
And that's what a great business is something that can grow and that you two can pass it on to a successor, and they continue to exist without you. I think a lot of people would like to build this impactful business in a community, and I'm gonna tell you that you got to put your oxygen mask on first. And I'm not saying that contractors that play hard aren't gonna make it, because I play hard. Like, I play hard. Like, we're going hard in the paint at the event.
Yeah.
I rented a Live nightclub. I don't know if y'all know about Live nightclub, but we rented the whole damn thing. Everybody in the Skydiamond's elite. We balling out of control. As a matter of fact, all the people from the 10X Growth Con, they're gonna be there Friday night. So we're gonna be recruiting those sales guys into the blue collar American lifestyle, selling recession-proof profits, and that's how this whole movement started. It all started whenever I wanted to get 10X followers into the roofing business, and I had this big idea to close Grant Cardone and videotape me selling him, and then I freaking videotaped him selling him, and I created an online university. Here you are. You hold me accountable. You're the sparring partner that helps push me to maximize my potential. And then a lot of times I learn different ways of success. The truth is that we all make each other better. And after coaching hundreds of contractors, I've learned a little bit from everybody, and it's made the system better. So I will tell you, going to the gym, getting right with your higher power, at least giving yourself 10 minutes of meditation just to be at peace with yourself without being able to sit still for 10 minutes a day, without being able to give thanks, be grateful, and have no thoughts of anxiety, fear, or what you're going to do, what money's going to make, who you're pissed off at. If you can't give yourself that, if you don't have the ability to control your mind, if you can't control your mind when you go to sleep, I'll tell you something, it will eat you alive.
Yeah.
And so giving yourself an oxygen mask first, it means that you continue this personal development journey. I mean, if you're passionate as a marketer, you become a marketing fiend.
Yeah, it's my favorite part about the business.
Well, it becomes the most impactful part of the business.
Yeah.
The more that you can increase the recruiting marketing, the more you can increase the leads, the more that you can increase the men that are stepping up in the campaign, becoming sales managers, the more, but you're selling this path to your team. You're selling this big picture vision, and both of y'all are going out there willing to plant a church. Like, y'all have got a successful church. Mm-hmm. Now you go plant a church, and you go plant a church. And now you got 3 churches. All right? Well, like I said, you're going to break. You're going to have to be self-aware of the issue, diagnose. Then you're going to have to design a solution. And then you're going to have to put it back in place. And the roadmap, I promise you, is how you're going to get there. Mm-hmm. And my roadmap, whenever I was between 5 and 13 million, go up and down from 12 to 10. And even one year when I first started coaching Sky Diamonds, because I was taking time away from my business, went down to 8 million. And with my overhead and all those people, here's the consequence of going down. You can lose money.
Yeah.
So the truth is like, there's only one way to go. That's up. And if we realize it's a life and death situation, literally we were talking about it. We had 3 members of our community pass away because of drug overdose. Say a moment of silence for everybody that was Sky Diamond's clients that passed away this year: Connor, Clyde, and Rex.
Yeah.
It's a sad day, man, whenever all these different drugs are killing people and people are trying to sedate themselves to feel like the government's lying to them. They feel like social media is taking over the world. They feel like they're in a fucked up place, and they feel like everybody's out to get them with the generation of snowflakes. And our attention span's been sucked fucking dry because of social media, and we got all this bad food, this bad lifestyle, and all this distraction shoved down our throat. Dude, entrepreneurs that don't put their oxygen mask on first, they fucking die.
Yeah.
You know, my uncle died of a self-inflicted wound. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. Contractors out there, I'm here to be your guide. I'm here to help you. I suffer from the same things. I've been $1 million in debt. I've been addicted to drugs. I've had to go sober. I've had to get sponsors. I've had to figure things out at different stages of my life. And I'm not perfect, but I feel like it's my purpose to help contractors build wealth and live theirs. Mm. And I will only be defined by how many lives that are transformed. And, I really want to help y'all by saying, get this opportunity. Now we're casting it out to the world. Guys, GreenTEK's got a badass opportunity. If you are in the Tampa area, Central Florida, if you're anywhere else you want to work with them, hit them up.
and that's one of the things that I could say that I enjoy the most is seeing the come up of our sales team. You know, the guys that are new to the industry, guys that might have been, you know, just moved down here with this, you know, clothes in their backpack and trying to make a move, and we give them an opportunity and they grow, and you can see the milestones that they hit in their life and within everybody, and it's an amazing thing. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy it a lot too.
Like we just had a kid that just, you know, packed up, moved from Pittsburgh, came down here. You know, he was going to live in a trailer, you know, but we were able to hook up with one of our clients.
There's nothing wrong with trailers.
No, but he was going to do it to be successful. You know what I'm saying? And that I saw that. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking badass. Like, I idolize you, bro. I appreciate it, you know. But I was able to hook him up with one of my clients. He owns a bunch of apartment complexes. No background check. Just put him right in. You know, and we did that, you know. So, but yeah, like John was saying, you know, you have to be willing to, you know, you say this all the time. You have to be willing to make other people rich in order to get rich. You know, so you have to be able to, you have to enrich the people around you.
Invest into your team. Y'all have invested into training. You've invested into marketing. You've invested into having a content person. You've invested into the production managers, the office managers. You see so many of these guys that can sell it, but then they can't build it because they're not willing to invest. They cannibalize themselves. They eat their own arms. They eat their own legs. And, you know, where you're at, all we need to do is put gasoline on the fire. And the 30-day recruiting challenge, the blue-collar marketing method, and getting like some of these things that we did with championship door-to-door stuff, better group chat, better sales meetings through Zoom, better sales contests, better accountability on the daily scoreboard.
Creating a better culture where the team building.
And then a better recruiting system. New blood is going to drive sales more than anything else, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the healthy competition.
I'm telling you, dude. And throw a contest, put them up, get a room at the Fountain Blue. We got a room block. Let that one person win. Maybe they can be two winners. They can share a room, or maybe you can get an Airbnb and put the other guys in it. They're gonna want to see you shine out. And the way it works at my event, there is no recruiting. There is no out soliciting other people. What we're doing here is to add value. There's a code of ethics, and you know the truth is that you're here to build a vehicle. You're here to help people, add value to the marketplace. And nobody owns anybody. And the truth is that we have to have respect, and you have to have integrity, and we have to help each other and our brothers out. And sometimes, you know, you add value, you help somebody that is in a situation where they're a better fit. And the reality is that if you put yourself in this environment, there's going to be other contractors. There's going to be door-to-door pros. There's going to be people that are outside the roofing industry at this event. These guys could become sales managers, production managers. They could become branch managers. They could become down here and become salesmen. And, you know, this is my vision, because y'all know me. Like, my purpose is to get as many people in the roofing business as possible. People are watching this. If you're a home service contractor, you know, the thing is my systems work. If you use my lead generation systems, if you use my recruiting systems, we had a retail guy who went from $2 million to $8 million this year, sold absolutely, like, practically all cash deals. None of the deals my style. And he's not the only one. That's why you've got all different types of contractors, from general contractors, electricians, to HVAC guys, to it's going to be a really cool mix at the Blue Collar American Dream Conference. The reason why I called that is because I feel like the American Dream's under attack, and that we are the ones.
Oh yeah, trades are getting less and less, even in school. You know, they took that away. And
it's a modern day indoctrination prison system where the people are educated on being 9-to-5ers, and they're finding out that it's a big lie. And they're finding out that if they don't figure out how to become an entrepreneur, and unfortunately in today's market, you can look at this technology, you can feel like it cheated you, you can feel like it lied to you, you can feel like it's doing all this shit, and that's the truth. But what you can do about it is you can learn how to leverage it for profit. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you leveraging your social media for profit? You know, and I mean, I'm not asking anybody in particular, but if I ask myself that, and I look at some of the other people that I was just in a room with, I paid $60,000 to be in a room. I was with a 31-year-old. I'm doing free plus shipping on my book. He's charging for his book. He brought in $1 million in revenue on his book funnel. I brought in $300,000-$400,000, and just meeting this 31-year-old kid's like, what I'm going to do on my next book is exactly what he did. And he did $5 million in coaching sales. Put it in perspective to me, to hold me accountable completely out of my space. New friend, new connections. You know what he told me? He told me he was doing a biz op opportunity where basically he's selling, after he sells this book, people on a business opportunity where they pay thousands of dollars to learn how to get an event space and then rent it out to other people holding events, charging individual days. So if I told him, I said, look, Dude, I'll show anybody how to make over $100,000 in 12 months selling a recession-proof, all practically free roof without having to get a license, without having to go get your own insurance, and we can even make the leads come to you through Facebook, through Google, through YouTube, and then you can build a book of business and get referrals, and you don't even have to knock doors if you don't want to. What I want to do is I want to tell you about Sky Diamonds. I want to tell you about the most recession-proof, highest paid commissions, easiest sell in America, and I want to give you a quick free training. Click the link below. Now I start selling Sky Diamonds to new recruits into the roofing business for $5,000. Fuck the roofers. I'm selling fucking salespeople.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? What happens when I have 1,000 people that bought Sky Diamonds for $5,000 in Tampa? Mm-hmm. You want those leads? You want some of those leads? You want a piece of that?
Sure.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And now I'm not out there only depending on the owner's money for my consulting business, and it becomes a different community. And I'm a master at marketing, dude. Anytime I hate to say that because I'm gifted as a door-to-door guy. You're gifted to be a good marketer, and you practice through all the emails, all the Facebook posts, all the practice, all the shit. It gets better. Your voice gets better. But not without mentors. Not without somebody saying, hey, dude, I had someone else at the event, that same group, I paid $60K, looked at my copy on my ads. He said, this copy's average. This is not an 8-figure entrepreneur. No wonder you're not an 8-figure coach yet. I was like, fuck you, you bastard. little nerd fuck. Let's get in the boxing ring. But you know what? Good coaching makes you uncomfortable. Even me, dude, I fucking walked out to the car. I was like, who the fuck does this prick thinks he is? And I went back in there and listened to my little coaching session. And he gave me some of the most valuable advice that's made me millions of dollars since that moment. And that asshole gave me the advice I needed. And now I kind of respect him a little bit more. And I don't want to give him money, but if the deal comes around the right way, I will. You know, because I told myself, I won't give that fucker any money. Like, you know what I mean?
Growth is a comfortability, right? I mean, it's it's getting out of your comfort zone to grow. I mean, that's the only way. It's usually when you feel uncomfortable, that means you're actually taking a step further in life and growing in your own shell. So that's that's the key that I look at. But it's tough. I always we as people we take the path of least resistance all the time, and that's what we do as a habit.
Well, look, here's the thing. Don't matter what resistance you're going through right now. We're about to be sold out for tickets at the Blue Collar American.
You gotta go get your ticket, guys.
No kidding, dude. We're down to less than 10 VIP tickets. A VIP ticket gets you lunch with Ed Milet, Myron Golden, Randy Couture, Kelly Pavlik, me, the 8-figure contractors. Y'all are back in the VIP section.
Sunny Florida.
But here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to bluecollarconference.com. I want you to go pick up your tickets. I want you to upgrade to VIP. Let's sell out the VIP right now. Y'all have been checking me out on the Blue Collar launch. Been doing some free coaching inside of that group. But, dude, subscribe to my YouTube. We're going to be bringing you a lot more content, more contractors with stories like GreenTEK. In their first 3 years, thousands of projects. They're going to double sales this year. We're going to do what it takes. I'm going to hold you accountable. And, guys, if you're out there and you wanna build a great company, it's not gonna be easy. All right, you might want to pull all your hair out. I mean, I didn't have to pull mine out, but it may bring you to your breaking point. You may lose good friends along the way, but let me tell you something.
And you make new ones.
Do you not go pick up a dog? Do you know how bad it is to have a dog die? It's terrible.
Sure it is.
It's the fucking worst thing ever. But does that make you not want to go get a dog?
Hell no.
His
best friend.
It's a man's best friend. I got three pups. Shout out to all the dog owners, but I'll spend every day with them, cherish them every day when they don't. The whole point is, just because we have to go through that pain doesn't mean that we don't want the gain of having a dog. And when you have salespeople that rip you off, when you have managers that rip you off, when you have workers that let you down, when you have people that are lazy, you have to fire them. You have to end the relationship. It's similar. It causes somewhat of
discomfort, hurt, emotional anger.
No, but you got to forgive them, though, man. Because at the end of the day, everybody's not a good fit for your organization. And birds of a feather flock together. So a lot of times when we're recruiting people, you're going to recruit people just like you. So the same shit you got going on in your life, sometimes they're bringing that to the table too. And so that's why, getting trainers, getting mentors, they're going to teach you how to, to kind of get people that kind of outside that mold that might stick with the business a little bit better,
Well, guys, thanks for coming down here. Really appreciate,
appreciate
it, guys.
the invite, yep.
Y'all go subscribe to GreenTEK Property Solutions on YouTube. They can just type in GreenTEK
check us out on
Property
Facebook
Solutions
as well.
Check us out on Facebook. Follow these guys. They're going to be creating some epic content. They're getting some major traction, and you're going to be hearing about how guys who were just salespeople 3 years ago now are CEOs of 8-figure contractors. That's what the American dream's all about, baby. Fixing big problems for big paychecks. Putting
Yes, sir.
America back to work again.
6 figures, making
And
6 figures.
it's not about anything. It's not for everybody. But, you know, if you're not one of these snowflakes, if you're not one of these guys that's afraid of checking your ego at the door, then go to the bluecollarconference.com right now because we will make you better. If we don't deliver millions of dollars in value in the first day, then we'll refund your ticket on the first day. Go to bluecollarconference.com. Get the tickets before I sell out. We'll be sold out probably before Wednesday of next week. So go to bluecollarconference.com, get your tickets, and we'll see y'all soon.
We'll see you
All right,
there.
see ya.
Appreciate that, Lee.
Yeah.